Well, it's me again for part two. I guess I either turned off the recording right when I was getting into day 33, and I do want to show that to you. It's one of my favorite things to look at, and got cut off right there at 33 minutes on the thing, and I don't know if the time ran out on Snagit recording or what happened, but anyway, I'm going to continue. For those of you that made it through the first part, and if you have any interest. So let's go back to the desktop. I believe my stuff is all up still. Get my pyramid back up. So we're going to go back to day 33, which I started on. Okay, so here's day 33. All right, it's in Sonnet 14. And so get my PDF back up because this is what I was going to show you. And obviously I had done a few things since then. 36. Okay. So here is, no, we want to go Sonnet 14, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so here's Sonnet 14. This is basically, these are the first lines of day 33. Let me go back and show you. Day 33 starts with these lines, okay? And actually these four lines here, all in day 33. The first full line of day 33 is, "But from thine eyes, by knowledge, I derive." So here we are. This is the facsimile from 1609. Let me, well, I could probably just show you this. Okay, we have a nice acrostic, B-A-C-O-N, okay? B-A-C-O-N, bacon. First line of day 33. In fact, we have F-R-B-A-C-O-N. F-R, Francis, bacon. Cool little acrostic. We could even go B-A, and down here the last word, convert, B-A-C-O-N. There's 33 words. If you were to count them, there's 33 words in these four lines. It's the 33rd line to get to here. This is the 33rd line, starting from here, counting the 13 and the 14. 33, 33, 33. At the top, we've got a B-A, and then down here we got C-O-N. So there's definitely hints and clues for bacon on this page. And this happens to start on day 33, which, is pretty amazing to me. In fact, we could go the first 6 letters of these two lines, B-U-T-F-R-O, A-N-D, C-O-N, and we have the letters for an anagram that would be F, bacon, tutor. Very interesting. The last line of Sonnet 13, "You had a father, let your son say so." So we're on that same theme that came from line 33, where, he's looking for a virgin mother. And then, of course, Sonnet 33, which could be Elizabeth talking to Bacon. It's possible. I believe it is. But, so far it's not out for discussion. Nobody's really talked about it but me. But we see that the cipher numbers of Sonnet 33 match Elizabeth Tudor, all 4 of them in the Baconian alphabet as a signature, and the story seems to be saying that Bacon is, could be her son. So anyway, pretty interesting stuff. And again, that's probably my favorite Baconian acrostic. There are plenty out there. Rick Wagner pointed out one a while back that I guess it was on the Oak Island series. Somebody had mentioned it as well some years back. And again, there was 33 words. It was at the end of the page in the first folio, and there's 33 words, and there was a B-A-3-O-N, which was, I like it as a good one. It's a good acrostic, especially, and also it was 157 pages exactly, or there's 150 pages between the picture of William Shakespeare that we all know and that acrostic at the bottom of the page that had the BA3ON, of course, 3 being a C, 33 words in that series of letters. So 33 and bacon are all over the place. In fact, and I do want to point this out as well, in the dedication poem, if we look at the last letters of this first line, we got F in reverse, F-R-E-E, free. Free, if we go to our calculator, is saying, here's bacon, because I did this a few minutes ago, not realizing that I wasn't being recorded. So bacon, calculate 33 and 111. Free, same thing, 33 and 111 for simple and K. So free could be a simple, clue to bacon. In fact, Peter Dawkins has a good piece about that. If you go to Google, put in bacon free 33 cipher, there's a link to Peter Dawkins' article, which I've got up, and down the page a bit. It's a great article. The whole thing's really great. But here he talks about how Bacon's first name, Francis, means free. And then he talks about the word free, being simple cipher, and Francis, reverse cipher, free, and so on. So we have in the sonnets F-R-E-E at the very beginning of the sonnets. And then O, of course, free O, to me, when I first saw this, was Freemason. The circle can be a symbol for masonry, as I've read anyway. So Freemason, and this is a Freemason document, no doubt about it. And here's our two T's, that pop up. You got T, 11 A's, T, and then go to day 157. We've got 11, or the 11th tier, and then 2 T's is a typo when you begin day 287 and sign at 122. So, it's all over the place. The first lines of the sonnets, you got F-R-B. So right off the bat, we got Francis Bacon, a hint, boom, boom. The rose, which, we, tend to think is the Tudor rose being Bacon. So the sonnets, have so much in it. It is Bacon's life story. And I read interpretations sometimes from scholars and, places, for students when they're studying, and I'm just like, I get such a different interpretation. It's just amazing. So I think I do want to show you one more thing. Let me go back to these tables since I'm on another part here. So, and I'll give you a link to this. So I talk about 2 tables of keys here. And then here's the reverse and simple cipher, so on. Here's an interesting thing using those 2 tables. And these ciphers that we've been using for a number of years. And this is the Baconian, the I and the J are the same, and the U and the V are the same. Okay, so this is the Baconian 24-letter cipher, for simple, reverse, short, and K. As many Baconians that are interested in ciphers know. If you take the first 5 letters of the first sonnet, FTBHB, it adds up to 37. The next 5 letters, FMTTA, add up to 57. The next 5 letters after that, WAPTW, going down the lines of the sonnet, add up to 77. If you cross-reference those to this table, we've got 37, 57, and 76. So 37 is a K. I already forgot the other one. 57 is an E, and 77 is a Y. K-E-Y. Spelled out the word key. What do you think about that? I think that's pretty cool. And I think that it is a clue that using this table with the modern alphabet, and let me say that we have been, Baconians have been in arguments and disagreements about whether the 26 letters existed in Bacon's time. I've been told in the past firmly that they did not exist when Bacon was alive, and thus this cool little cipher that comes up with the word key is non-existent. Well, that argument has been solved, and Richard Wagner, put out an article in December on sirbacon.org about the letter J, some research that he had done, and I had been researching on my own for the last year or two, and in his article was great, and then I found some images, of facsimiles from 1608, 1614, and even one from 1578 where the letter J was in print in England. Maybe it wasn't widely used, but it was used. If you go to sirbacon.org, go to the forums, look under the Bacon ciphers category, the first post on there is about the letter J, and you can read Rick Wagner's article, and you can see some examples that I found of imageries, and also a PDF article that I had found that somebody had done research some years back, and it was a pretty thorough article about the letter J in England. So it did exist. In fact, I have a 1625 copy of Bacon's essays, and on the very first sentence of the essays, there's a letter J. So, the letter J was there. So whether or not that, is important anymore, that's been solved. So we have a clue, the key, and of course, if you go to the sonnets, I'll just go down here to the facsimile because it's sonnet 52. 52. So so am I, as the rich whose blessed key can bring him to his sweet uplocked treasure. That, and that's also the end of some here. Let me go to sonnet 52. Okay, so that's, I thought it was, anyway. Interesting, in some of the way these numbers work, 122, this is 121 is the, sonnet 121 is the end of the 11th tier, sonnet 122 is where day 287 starts. Now these are days, but the sonnet numbers sometimes kind of reflect back on the days that you see in these sonnets. So anyway, here's sonnet 52. Let's just look and see if there's any cool numbers. 174 comes in a lot of times when referring to Tudor stuff, but nothing there for me right now. So, so these lines here. So I am as the rich whose blessed key that we just saw can bring him to his sweet uplocked treasure, the which he will not every hour survey. So we're talking about hours and minutes and seconds. And this is an interesting, this is talking about using the key. Basically, using that table mixed with the sonnets and the ciphers. And, you find these little stones of worth that are thinly placed, that so it's a time to keep you on my chest. It's interesting, that how there's clues all over the place that match with the numbers. The words sometimes match, what you're looking for. And, there's a wealth of discoveries. And I've seen so many different things in here, and I've written about some, and emails and notes that one day we'll put all together. But I hope other people will get involved and find theirs. I've gotten emails over the years. Somebody a couple years ago did the numbers backwards and was finding, some interest. It taught me a few things. If you number the sonnets from the back forward, some of the synchronicities and coincidences come up. So, it's just a fascinating tool, and I hope I didn't make it worse for people. Hopefully somebody can look. You know, day 287, thy gift, thy tables are within my brain, full charactered with lasting memory, which above all that idle rank remain, beyond all date, even to eternity. You know, I believe Dee gave these tables to Bacon and taught him how to use them. And Dee was traveling the world. And, you know, back then, if you read about the ciphers and cryptology, there's a lot of what they called magic tables back then. But there, I haven't seen any that's an 11 by 14, which would be the sonnets, or the 26 by 14. And the two of them combined together makes the most magic table ever. And I believe it came from Dee. It was given to Bacon. And here in day 287 in the sonnets, he talks about it. There was a typo in the original with the two T's, and of course the 11. So just, you know, it's a lot of coincidences, or there's something really, really powerful and magical going on here. And I tend to think, you know, that this was designed, you know, by Dee and Bacon and a few other people. There's a couple of sonnets that I think Dee wrote. You know, there's at least one that possibly Elizabeth wrote. You know, and there may be a few other friends that popped in here and there, but mostly it was Bacon. But it's his story. It's his life story in these sonnets. And the numbers give clues. And when you look at the words that sometimes match the numbers, you really get the true story of his life. And that's the way it was meant to be. That's how I believe that he put this together. And you can't read the words alone, you know, and say, oh, this is Bacon. You can't see the numbers alone without the words, because you can say, oh, it's just math. It's just coincidences. But the two together, you've got the story, and you've got it in a really detailed, specific way. So anyway, let me go ahead and just sign off now and get this other part 2 video for anyone who got through the first one and is watching this. And then we'll, maybe in the future, hopefully we'll talk about it on sirbacon.org in the forums, or I'm easy enough to find. You can email me directly, and eventually these videos will be on Light of Truth as well. But for now, you would look on sirbacon.org, go to the forums, and in the Bacon ciphers. All right, have a good day. We'll see you. Bye.